Okay, so today we're looking at something pretty cool. A real-time kind of snapshot of a WhatsApp group chat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this is the very, very beginning
Okay.
of the BSS Cambridge Branch 2004 group.
Hmm.
But that name actually changes a few times.
Really?
Yeah, throughout that day before it ends up right back where it started.
Uh-huh.
And these messages, they're from March 10th, 2025.
Okay.
And they capture these like first moments,
Yeah.
when classmates start finding each other online again.
Uh-huh.
And our mission, I guess, in this deep dive is to kind of understand
Yeah.
what happens when these digital connections get reestablished.
yeah.
Those memories that kind of come bubbling up
Oh, totally.
and how those old bonds start to like reform.
Yeah,
So you handed us the raw material.
I did.
And it's
And it's amazing.
it's rich.
It's so interesting to see right away
Yeah.
how quickly this whole reconnection thing takes off.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat. You see that standard WhatsApp message
Mm-hmm.
about the messages and calls being end-to-end encrypted?
Oh, yeah.
And that's kind of an interesting detail right there.
Okay.
Because it immediately establishes this, like, private space
Uh-huh.
for this re-emerging social circle,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And it kind of hints at the fact that they want
Yeah.
more intimate communication than maybe
Yeah.
public social media offers.
Right.
And then Nimra Khalid,
Yeah.
who started the group,
Okay.
gets right to it.
Yeah.
She says it's for reconnecting the Beaconhouse school system Cambridge Branch 2004 batch.
Straight to the point.
No messing around.
And the reaction is instant.
Oh, yeah.
Like Alvina comes in with that, this group should have been made like a million years ago already, lol. Like
Yeah.
that's something I think we've all felt,
Totally.
when you reconnect with old friends.
Oh, absolutely.
It's that feeling of about time.
Uh-huh.
And then Sophia Esbani. You'll notice some names have that like tilde in front, like SKH.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
And that's probably a display name or handle
Okay, that makes sense.
that people use in the group,
Yeah,
which is pretty common on WhatsApp.
right.
But anyway, SKH gets down to business right away,
Oh, really?
asking everyone to use their maiden names.
Interesting.
It's a little thing, but super smart
I see what you mean.
for recognizing each other.
Yeah, they're so long.
Right. And Nimra agrees
Okay.
and even suggests sharing profile pictures.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. DPB by Dane, if possible.
Yeah.
It's all about like bridging all those years
Right.
and all those changes in how people look.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And that request for maiden names,
Yeah.
I think it's more than just making it easier to recognize people.
Oh, interesting.
It's almost like
Yeah,
symbolically going back to a former identity,
I like that.
a way to tap into like a
Yeah.
specific period of yourself that everyone remembers,
Right.
From that shared history.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I think it suggests that like
Mm.
our identities are actually pretty fluid
Yeah,
and can depend a lot on the context.
totally. And the profile picture thing kind of serves the same purpose,
Yeah,
providing those visual cues
right.
that can unlock all those old memories.
Exactly. And then boom,
What
the nostalgia kicks in.
Oh, yeah,
Almost immediately.
right.
So SKH throws out the idea of before and after photos,
Uh-huh.
and Nimra's response is great.
What'd you say?
Before, too mushkil high. Before is difficult.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like if they all know that time has passed,
Yeah.
but they're keeping it light.
Yep.
And you see emojis throughout the whole conversation,
Oh, yeah.
which really adds to that like casual friendly vibe.
Makes sense.
And that hesitation about the before photos, I think it's pretty telling.
Okay.
It speaks to how much time has passed
Right.
and maybe even a little bit of self-consciousness.
Yeah, I can see that.
But they keep it light
Uh-huh.
with the humor,
Yeah.
which I think is really relatable.
Totally.
Like it's a way to acknowledge that things have changed
Yeah.
without dwelling on it.
Exactly. And then we see Nimra
Yeah.
taking charge right away,
Ah.
trying to build a sense of community.
Oh. So,
So she changes the group name to BSS Buddies
okay.
and updates the group icon.
I mean, those might seem like little things.
Yeah. But they show real intention.
Right.
Like she's putting in the effort
Yeah.
to make this space
Hmm.
feel welcoming and familiar.
Exactly. And as more people join,
Yeah.
we get these little bursts of welcome and introduction.
Okay.
So there's Aisha Salim,
Mm.
Kieran Rafay,
Right.
who uses Kieran Rafay.
Yeah.
And then there's Faizan Suleiman using Faizan Suleiman.
Okay.
And they're all just excited
Yeah.
to be reconnecting.
Totally. And it looks like Aether,
Yeah.
who uses eighth,
Right.
is like a key person here,
How
adding a bunch of members all at once.
Oh, wow.
So it's really fascinating to
Mhm.
watch this network being rebuilt.
Yeah, in real time.
It's pretty amazing.
And then Fazan asks Nimra,
Yeah.
like, what made her start the group?
Oh, right.
And her answer
Yeah.
is so relatable to how we live now.
What'd she say?
She says she saw for Kwanzaa
Okay.
on Facebook's People You May Know list.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a perfect example of how those social media algorithms can lead to these unexpected reconnections.
Yeah, absolutely. And that people you may know
Yeah.
feature.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a common way that these reunions happen.
Yeah.
It's like Facebook is surfacing these faces from our past.
Right.
And it sparks that curiosity
Yeah.
and that urge to reach out.
And then M. Daniel H. Khan joins,
Yep.
and he asks a really good question.
Oh, what's that?
Is this group for everyone from BSS
Okay.
or just for their campus,
Right.
which was PECS?
Got it.
And Nimra's quick to clarify that it's specifically for their batch at the PACS campus.
So it's about those very specific
Yeah,
shared experiences.
right. And then Sohail Anwar
Okay.
and JT, they both join and thank Nimra
Right.
for starting the group.
Good for them.
And then Babachala,
Yeah.
who we later find out is Shiraz,
Okay.
brings up this really interesting part of their history.
What's that?
A reunion they had way back in 2009 at Lal Kila.
Wow.
And there was even a Facebook page from 2012
Oh, okay.
with like 75 members.
Ah.
And it looks like Nimra was involved in that too.
Wow. So this isn't the first time
Yeah.
they've tried to stay connected.
Nope. And it seems like Nimra has been a big part of it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I think it shows that
Yeah.
these reunions can happen in cycles.
Okay.
Like people try to stay connected,
Yeah.
but then things fade
Right.
and then something new happens. Like Nimra seeing Furquan on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
And that rekindles the desire to reconnect.
That makes sense.
And the fact that Nimra keeps being involved,
Yeah.
it shows that these connections really matter to her.
Definitely. And then we get this funny moment.
Oh, what happened?
So Nabil Tarabi joins
Okay.
and changes the group name
Oh, really?
to BSS Cambridge Branch 2006.
Oh, interesting.
And a deal jumps right in.
Uh-huh.
And they have this back and forth
Uh-huh.
about the actual batch year.
Okay.
So it was the 2004 O level batch,
Right.
but they did A levels in 2006.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they decided to focus on the 2004 O level year
Okay.
to make sure more people recognize it.
Makes sense.
So they're trying to include
Yeah.
as many people from that core experience as possible.
And this is where it gets really interesting.
What do you mean?
They start digging into the past,
Oh, yeah.
like throwing out names of classmates from
Right.
all different times in school.
Great.
So there's Sajjad,
Mm-hmm.
who left after grade 8,
Okay.
Assad,
Yeah.
Qadir,
Uh-huh.
Fahad, Paula.
Right.
And they're trying to remember. Yeah.
Who was in which class
Ile.
and who was in which section.
Oh, wow.
So they mentioned Author Pala,
Okay.
Shiraz Zain Furqan,
Mm-hmm.
Usman Muslim Qadir,
Right.
Sarah and Sana from 8th grade B.
Wow. It's like a huge group effort
It is.
to like unearth their shared history
Right.
name by name.
Exactly. And that whole process of recalling names,
Yeah,
it's so crucial
it is.
to rekindling these connections.
How so?
Well, each name
Yeah.
acts like a trigger
Okay.
for other memories and associations.
Right.
And that just strengthens the sense of shared history.
Totally. And then the conversation shifts
Yes.
to teachers.
Oh, yeah.
It gets super nostalgic.
Tell me about it.
So they start talking about Miss Shireen.
Oh, I remember.
She was known for keeping everyone in line.
Oh, yeah. She was tough.
Then there's Miss Knight,
Okay.
the Urdu teacher,
Uh-huh.
and Mr. Zubair,
Who was that?
the Islamiyat teacher
Oh,
with
yeah.
the bunny teeth.
Oh, right. And they start sharing all these funny stories
Oh, that's great.
about punishments
Yeah.
and what they got up to in class.
Like what?
Like throwing whiteboard dusters.
Aha, classic.
And they even talk about Sir Salman,
Okay.
the cute chemistry teacher.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing how those teacher anecdotes
I know.
are so powerful in these groups. Like
Yeah.
teachers represent this
Yeah.
shared authority figure,
Uh-huh.
and they often create these formative experiences
Yeah.
that everyone can relate to,
Right.
even if they weren't close friends back then.
Yeah, totally. And it creates such a strong sense of
Yeah.
that collective experience.
And the list of names just keeps growing.
Oh, yeah. Give me some more.
Okay, so they mention Sarah Paracha,
Okay.
Cheyenne Ali Saifuddin, Sarah Balak,
Right.
Edom Elas Abamilki Anam Jawad,
Uh-huh.
Mediha Anum Jamil,
Yeah.
Wasik Atif,
Okay.
and Mevar Amin.
Mivar?
Yeah, and someone even remembers that
Mm.
Mevar
Oh, wow.
had a car-shaped bed at a birthday party when they were little.
Oh, that's so cute.
Those specific little details,
I know.
they really make these memories come alive.
And it shows how even those small, seemingly insignificant things from childhood
Right.
can become these strong points of connection.
Definitely. And then they start talking about meeting up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Sajjad,
Right.
who's in Toronto now,
Okay.
jokes about Uzair also being there
Uh-huh.
and suggests a Toronto chapter reunion.
That's a good idea.
And Daniel H. Khan
Yeah.
proposes a meetup in Karachi.
So they want to take those digital connections
They do.
into the real world.
And that's a sign
Yeah.
that the reconnections is getting deeper.
Right, because they're going beyond
Mm-hmm.
just messaging and online interaction.
And it shows that
Yeah.
they're making a real effort
Yeah.
to bridge those distances.
And then they start sharing these lovely little life updates.
Oh, I love that.
So Alvina starts it off saying
Yeah.
she's married with a 4-year-old.
Awesome.
Sajjad shares his story about moving to Canada back in 2001.
That's a big move.
And now he's married
Mm-hmm.
with 2 kids and 1 on the way.
Wow, that's amazing.
Then Assad chimes in.
Okay,
He's married with 2 boys
great.
and living in South Africa.
Wow, they're all over the place.
And Adil,
Yeah?
he's also married with 2 kids.
Oh, wow.
So it's like they're catching each other up
Yeah.
on their lives.
And those updates,
Uh-huh.
they're so important
Yeah.
for bridging that gap of time
Right.
and understanding how everyone's lives have changed.
Exactly. And it helps create a new sense of intimacy
Totally.
that goes beyond just memories from the past.
Uh-huh.
So Sophia Esbani
Oh.
shares a little bit about her family
Mm-hmm.
and mentions that she lost touch with Rafia Munir.
Okay.
Sumaya Sheikh
Mhm.
shares that she has a family and lives in the UK.
Right.
And Aisha Salim
Yeah.
gives an update on her 2 daughters.
That's great. And then Amar Beg confirms
Yeah.
that he was in the same section as Nimra.
So they're solidifying those early bonds.
And the names just keep coming.
Keep going. I love it.
Okay, so they mentioned Rubab Akhtar,
Okay.
Farina Asfia Hira Ahmed,
Right.
and Raza,
Raza.
who was Nimra's childhood crush. And he moved to the U.S.
Wow.
Then there's Sada Zim,
Yeah.
Umar Murad,
Uh-huh.
Mustafa Alam, who works at AstraZeneca in the UK,
Yeah.
Taimur Mahmood,
Right.
Abu Bakr,
Mm-hmm.
Faizan Khan,
Okay.
Azim Aslam,
Uh-huh.
Zainab Marvi,
Wow.
Marine Rizvi, who's in Texas,
They're everywhere.
Uruj Zara,
Right.
Farhan
Mm-hmm.
Wasik, who's in Boston,
Okay.
Haris Ghani,
Got it.
Huneen Ahmed,
Yeah.
Bushra Shakir,
Uh-huh.
Adnan Zahid,
Right.
Hina Ali,
Okay.
Saad Khalid,
Mhm.
Alma Shahid,
Ow.
and Asan Iqbal.
Wow, that's a lot of names.
I know, it's amazing.
And they even mention a poll.
Oh, really?
Showing where everyone's living now.
That's cool.
It really highlights how spread out they've all become.
It really does. And the fact they remember so many names
Yep.
shows how strong those memories are.
Yeah, and they're all working together
Right.
to put that network back together.
It's a real group effort.
And throughout it all,
Yeah.
there's this constant humor and banter,
Oh, yeah.
especially between Adil and Sajjad.
Okay.
And they joke about school and the teachers.
It's like it keeps things fun
Totally.
and engaging.
Because it could easily just be a dry list of names.
Exactly. But that humor
Yeah.
creates this sense of camaraderie
Yeah.
and shared identity.
And it makes the reconnection
Yeah.
more enjoyable.
Right. It's not just an exercise in remembering.
Exactly. So stepping back and looking at this initial activity,
Yeah.
what stands out to you?
Honestly, it's just the power of shared history
Total.
and how these platforms
Yeah.
can bring people back together
Yeah.
even after so long.
And what's fascinating to me
Yeah.
is that deep human desire to reconnect with people who knew you
Right.
in a totally different time.
Like back when you were forming who you are.
Absolutely. And I think you, our listener,
Yeah.
shared these messages with us
Right.
because there's this feeling in them
Mm.
of wanting to connect with people who were part of your story.
I get that.
And that comes through in the back and forth, the
Uh-huh.
inside jokes
Yeah.
and the way they fill in each other's memories.
Yeah.
It's like they're rebuilding their collective identity.
And it makes you think about your own past connections.
It does.
And the stories that might come up if
Yeah.
you just reached out.
Totally. And this initial reconnection
Yeah.
raises some interesting questions. Like
what?
how do these interactions evolve over time?
That's a good one.
How long do these digital reunions last?
Right.
And do they ever turn into real-world relationships?
That's what I always wonder.
Yeah, and maybe next time we
Yeah.
can look at how these online communities change over time.
I'd love to see that.
Thanks for bringing us this look at digital reconnection.
It was my pleasure.
It was fascinating.
Glad you like it.